Roman government. I, Claudius, the Emperor of Rome, declare that from this day forwards, all Jews are banished from Rome and are never to return. So every Jew who lived in Rome had to leave. How do you think that made them feel?
Sad.
Bad? Yeah. Well, now let's meet two people, a married couple, forced to leave Rome. Their names are Aquila and Priscilla.
Priscilla, I know you're sad that we had to leave our homeland in Rome.
Yes, I don't know why the emperor had to be so cruel. We had so many friends in Rome. But I trust God and know that He's got big plans for us.
I agree. I trust God. You know, God's promises, He promises He's not going to put more on us than we can handle, that we can take. So maybe, who knows, maybe we can go into Corinth and make new friends and preach the gospel to them.
I agree. Whatever advantage, whatever God provides, God will provide for us.
All right, well, looks like we're here in Corinth. So let's go on in and see what the Lord has prepared for us.
Aquila and Priscilla were tent makers. They set up a tent-making business in Corinth. This would allow them to make money for food, shelter, and clothing. But when an opportunity arose, they were always ready to teach God's word to any who would listen. We now meet another person who did great works for the Lord. His name is Paul. Paul was a tireless worker who proclaimed the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus to his countrymen, the Jews, but especially was sent to the Gentiles, people who are not Jews. Let's see what Paul has to say as he leaves Athens.
What an interesting place Athens was. They had great philosophers, that is, people who liked to think and express their opinions about anything and everything, especially religion. When I started preaching about Jesus and His resurrection, the philosophers took me to a place called Mars Hill. Now, I had noticed on Mars Hill that they had built several shrines to false gods. There was even a shrine to the unknown God. Though it made me sad to see the people of Athens worship so many false gods, it also made me happy that God had placed me there in Athens so that I may speak the truth about Him. When I started speaking about Jesus and His resurrection, the philosophers stopped me. Some mocked me. Some wanted to hear more. But some became Christians. To God be the glory. And now I am headed to Corinth, trusting that God will allow me to continue to preach about Him.
Paul also needed to find work to support himself. Can anyone guess what Paul did for a living? Does anybody know? That's right. Paul's occupation was tent making.
Greetings and salutations, friends.
Hello, stranger. Need to buy a tent?
Not exactly. I have been sent to Corinth to do some mission work, and I need a job to support myself. It just so happens that I'm also a tent maker.
You know, well, business is pretty good. We could use some help.
You're right, honey. Business is good. The Lord has blessed us mightily since we come into Corinth, but something sort of bothers me. I wonder what it is, this mission that he's actually on. Is it proclaiming false gods?
Well, kindly ask him.
Well, Paul, my name is Aquila. To meet you. This is my wife, Priscilla. And yes, the Lord has blessed us as we got to Corinth. We got this tent-making business and everything's great. And we could use some help. I do have a question, though. What kind of mission are you on here in Corinth?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. You see, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has entrusted me to speak to the Jews and the Gentiles, the men and the women, rich and poor, about his Son, Jesus of Nazareth.
Paul, we were also servants of Jesus. Could it be that God has brought us all here together for this moment?
So Paul joined Aquila and Priscilla in their tent business and in proclaiming the gospel of Jesus the Christ. But the business was really doing great, and they were having a hard time finding good help. As a matter of fact, they just got a rush order. Would any of you like to help? Huh? Would you like to help?
Yeah.
Build the
Wow.
tent?
Got a lot of helpers.
Well, we've got this rush order. Could you guys help us put a tent together?
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't think we need this part. Put that over there. All right, well, kids, let's gather over here then, and then we'll see if we can, you guys can help us put this tent together. You know, I make a fairly good wage on these. Make a lot of, well, I don't make a lot of money, but I make enough money to support my wife's habits. All right, you take this one. Stand here, you take that one. All right, you take this pole and put it on one side. Okay, and you take a pole and put it on the other side. Just in one of these right here. No. Let's put that in here someplace. You guys might have to stand up. Stand up. All right, you're going to put it this way. All right, now somebody come over here and put this one in right here.
Yep.
There. Okay. Got it?
Whoa.
Oh, that's okay. Didn't hit my toe. Let's put that right here like that. I might have to lean it down a little bit. How about that? You got that right there? Need a hammer?
Hammer.
No, we got it. We don't need no. All right, we got it. All right, let's put these. Okay, put these in. Just find the arrow at the top. All right here. You guys want to do one? Come on up, brother.
The arrow at the top.
Yeah, find the arrow at the top. And that'll go in the in this. All right, Hunter coming over. Lincoln coming over here.
My name
Here.
is Sebastian.
Hey, Sebastian, good to meet you. Thanks for helping us.
I have a
Do you work cheap? We don't have a lot of money to pay you. You okay?
There we go.
All right, is that good?
There we are.
Now, all right, somebody take this end. There you go. Somebody take that in. Okay, there you go. That goes in there. And that goes in there.
It looks like we're making a house.
Well, yeah, people live in these. People live in our tents.
A portable house.
All right, where's our, all right?
Ah.
Paul's got our, it's okay.
It's all right.
Paul's got our cloth, all right, we've got our skin. It's called a skin, is what we call them, skin. All right. Okay. This is Priscilla's expertise. I think this one goes on this side, does it not, Priscilla?
Yes, it does. Your turn.
Okay.
Aquila. Go on.
There's
Yeah.
a hole in it.
Yeah. Well, that's for a window in there to get in.
Yeah, it's called air conditioning.
Okay. And you put
Or somebody could put the
put that tape right there.
stuff right there.
You do it. What you doing?
Well, there goes Corinth.
Okay.
Here, I'll do it.
What's that?
Okay. And put.
I'll do it.
Everybody take that one. All right. Now put that down.
It's not gonna stop.
Okay. Now somebody come on this side.
I will.
Okay. This is how it goes, Priscilla.
Well,
Look.
oh, you need to learn the trade. Get better.
Look inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody put tape right here.
I will.
There's not right here. Right here. Right over here where I'm at. On this side. No, on this side. No. On this side. Come on this side. No. Come on this side. Come on this side.
That's fine.
See where my finger's at? Levi. Right here. No. Come on this side. Come on this side.
It's right here.
There you go.
There you go.
There.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, let me help you here. All right, there you go. There you go.
I
Right
want
here,
to
right here,
go
right here,
inside of
Lincoln.
school.
Hang on, Sebastian.
There we go.
Everybody
Okay.
will get to look in it after a while.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't know. All right. You know what? We can finish it up now. I think You know, y'all can look in and see sort of how it looks. You can sleep in there. Yeah, you can sleep in there. You can live in there. All right? All right?
When you look in it, come out.
Okay, guys, come on out. And thank y'all. Come on out. And thank you guys for helping us.
Thank you for helping.
Hey, which way?
Uh-oh, we tore it. Yeah, you gotta come out the door. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Okay, have a seat. Thank y'all for helping.
Okay. Sit right
Sebastian. I said over here. No, over here.
So Paul joined Aquila and Priscilla in their tent business and in proclaiming the gospel of Jesus the Christ. Sorry. Paul, Aquila, and Priscilla stayed in Corinth for a long time. Eventually, the time had come for Paul to leave. But he took Aquila and Priscilla with him because they were obviously too important to leave behind. Next stop for the three, a city called Ephesus.
Well, friends, you have been very kind to me, and for that I thank you. However, the time has come for me to depart for Jerusalem for the feast. If God wills, I shall return to you. Take care.
So as Paul leaves for Jerusalem, Aquila and Priscilla enter Ephesus.
Well, Priscilla, here we are in Ephesus, a great Roman city where they worship a false god by the name of Diana, the goddess Diana.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of faith and courage to teach about Jesus here.
Just as Priscilla said that, they heard someone proclaiming God's word with boldness. His name was Apollos.
My friends, let me tell you the truth. Jesus came to the earth from heaven. He spoke the truth and performed miracles. He was truly the Son of God. But his own people turned against him. He was crucified, and something truly amazing happened. He rose from the dead. Jesus brings salvation. Just be baptized in the baptism and of repentance of John the Baptist taught.
Aquila and Priscilla were really amazed at the courage of Apollos, but they needed to explain to him the way of God more accurately.
Apollos, have a seat. Apollos, you are truly courageous to be preaching here in Ephesus where there's false gods, preaching God's truth. Your speech is very eloquent in your words, and you know God's word. You know the scriptures.
Indeed, Apollos, we are very inspired by your faith and your willingness to tell other people about Jesus.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. Hey, but there was one thing that you mentioned there at the very last about baptism. Would you mind if we kindly talk to you about it?
Yes.
So Aquila and Priscilla explained to Apollos about being baptized into Jesus the Christ for the forgiveness of sins. Apollos was thrilled to have this vital information and was even more excited to preach the gospel.
Thank you both for this kind introduction.
Oh, you're very welcome, Apollos.
Apollos, we're proud of you. We know you're a servant of the Lord, and we know you want to go and preach the word. We know you may have trouble in Corinth. So we've written this letter recommending you to the work in Corinth to preach the word. May God be with you.
So Apollos went to Corinth and preached the gospel of Jesus. As for Aquila and Priscilla, they continued to serve the Lord.
The end. Okay, that's it. You can call it.